Now the blame game has already started. The merchant blamed the bricklayer blamed the dancing girl. Now let's see what the dancing girl has to say. Now the dancing girl comes and she says, oh yeah, I remember that those days I was pacing up and down the street, but the reason was that I had given some jewelry to be made to the goldsmith, and he used to say that he will give now, he will give then. He used to just postpone the time at which he will give my jewelry. So I am not to be blamed. It was the goldsmith who made me pace up and down the street. So the king also believes her. Yes, you are right. Now the goldsmith is to be blamed. Why did he make you pace up and down? And if you were not pacing up and down, the bricklayer would have focused on his wall. If he would have focused on his wall, the merchant's wall wouldn't have broken, the thief wouldn't have died, and the thief wouldn't have died means he would have stolen the things. It wouldn't have started. Now the goldsmith is cold. Now what the goldsmith does? He says that, yes, I accept that I am at fault. I made the girl come daily. I made the girl come at different point of time during the day, and the reason behind was I was not able to complete her jewelry as I had the contract of a rich merchant's marriage, and I was forced to complete that order of the jewelry of the merchant's marriage. And now who the merchant is? The merchant is again the person into whose house the thief broke. Now again the merchant is cold. Now the king says, now see, we have come a full circle. We started with you, we went a long way, and we are back at the starting point. Now you are to be blamed. Now what the merchant says, he says that I am sorry, but I am not to be blamed, because it was my father who gave the order of the jewelry and not me. So how can you say I am to blame? Now the king says, whatever be the reason, we didn't care whether it was your father or it is you. You have inherited your father's property. You have inherited his good works. So why not his bad works? Why not his sins? If you can inherit his goodwill, you should also inherit his sins. That should be your duty. And now we are to hang someone, so we will hang you. Now the king orders that a stake be built. A stake is a place where they will hang that person, where they will kill that person, they will punish them to death. So he says that just build a stake. So now a new stake is built. Now in that new stake, the merchant doesn't fit, because that new stake is of large size, means a fat person can only fit into it, and the merchant is a thin person. Now the king says, now okay, you are thin, so we are leaving you. You are free to go. And he orders his minister and his other soldiers that go and fetch a man who can fill that stake. Means who will fit that stake, call that person, as I am to at least hang one person. I have to punish someone. This is decided, be it anyone, be he at fault or not. So now the soldiers are searching all the places, and where they end up? They end up at the place of the fat disciple. The disciple was not earlier fat, but now he has been eating continuously for many years, as the food he got was really cheap. So on bananas he had become fat. So he was the person who was a proper fit for the stake, and so the king decided that he will hang him to death. Now the fat disciple remembers, he recalls what his guru has said, that if fools are put in a position of power, they are really very dangerous. Now the king is himself a fool, and he is in a power of the king. He has the power to give orders, and his orders will be taken. They are to be followed. So now he remembers his guru, and his guru was a saint, and he was well-learned person. He had the vision of seeing past, present and future. Now when his disciple calls his guru, that call reaches the Guru, and through his vision he sees what is happening with the fat disciple, and then the Guru comes to the rescue of the fat disciple. Now when the Guru comes, he comes and says to the king that don't hang my disciple, hang me. Now the king says, why to hang you? And he just says, I don't know, whatever be the reason, you have to just hang one person, then why not me? Now the disciple understands what his Guru is up to, so he again starts. Now the fat disciple says, no, hang me first. Then the fat Guru says, no, I am to be hanged first. Then they start saying that no, I will be hanged, no, I will be hanged. Now the king asks, why are you both eager to die? Why are you both so eager to be hanged? So what the Guru says that, okay, I'll tell you why I'm eager to hang, but I'll tell you this when you are alone. I will tell you this thing in private so that other person don't hear it. But you have to promise me one thing. After I tell you this, you will have to hang me first. So the king says, okay, I'll hang you first, but tell me the secret. What is the thing? Why are you people saying, both of you are saying first hang me? So now what the Guru says, he says that the stake is newly built and it is God of justice. And the God of justice has decided the person who will be hanged first. The person on the stake who will be hanged first will be the future king of the country, and the person who will be hanged second will be the future minister of that very kingdom. Now hearing this, the king is stunned. He is surprised. How come he not know this? Now what he says, okay, you go, I'll hang you tomorrow morning. And he orders everyone that hanging will not be done now. We are postponing it for some time. And he calls his minister and he shares it with him. He says that the Guru has told me that it is a God, the stake is a God of justice, and you know he is a saint, he will never lie, he is very wise, he is a very good person, so he is right. The person who will be hanged first will be the future king, and the person who will be hanged second will be the future minister. So why not we become the future king and minister? Why should we give this opportunity to someone else? We are at present the king and the minister, so we should also have it in the future. We should not pass on our power to someone else. And with this thought in mind, the king calls the person who is to hang them till death, and he says that during the night I will send the persons, both the Guru and the disciple, to be killed, to be hanged till death, and you have to just follow my orders without any questioning. You will not even inquire whether they are the same persons or not. You will not question why at that particular time only. What you have to do, as I have sent them, you will just take them to the stake and you will kill them. And during the night the king frees them. Both the fat disciple and the Guru both are freed, and then on their place the king and the minister go at the stake and they are killed over there. Now there is a huge chaos in the city when they come to know the next day, when the bodies are recognized that these are our minister and king. So there is a huge chaos. They say we need a king and we need a minister, so we have to bring it somewhere. And they happen to find the Guru and the disciple secretly leaving that place. So they get hold of them and they request them that please be our king and minister. We need you to lead our country. Now disciple, he was very happy. The people didn't have to make any efforts to convince him. He just agrees that yes, I'll be the minister. But they had to make lot of efforts to convince the Guru. And the Guru put a condition before them. He said that, okay, I'll be the king, but only on one condition, that I'll change all the laws that are prevailing in the country. And they agrees to this. The Guru becomes the king. He changes all the laws. He brings them back to the normal life as it goes in other kingdoms or in the rest of the country. Now day is day, night is night, and there are the same laws of justice as well. So again, what the Guru had made the prophecy that will be the future king and the minister, they both end up being the same. Now, what is the center idea of this chapter? The chapter tells us that if someone is fool, and that too if that person is in the position of power, he is really a dangerous person. He cannot harm himself only, he can harm the rest of the person without even paying attention to it. Without knowing what he actually is doing, he will end up harming everyone. So we should be aware of these persons, such type of person, and we should stay away from them. We should keep a safe distance from them so that we can assure our security. So that is all for this chapter. I know you all have already taken a reading of this chapter, but what you have to do, you have to again go through this chapter once. At least once you have to take reading of this chapter once again, and then you will find it really easy to solve the question answers of the exercise. So students, take care, stay safe, and keep growing, keep revising your work.